with talent as well, looking to make their way through
Fran,
on the road to MotoGP.
Have we got a problem for the man on pole?
Full grid, as ever, for the FIM Moto3 Junior World Championship, and a grid packed.
Position, the 64 of David Munoz came across the line and instantly put his left hand up in the air there. Let's just stand up in the air.
He's got moving at least, but
well, one to keep our eye on anyway. See if we can track him around this warm-up lap. It wasn't as if he was moving to one side. He put his left... I thought, goodness gracious me, surely we're not going to get drama like that.
Ultimate dramatic start there.
He's moving to one side and I'm getting overly excited.
Warning all the other riders, guys, I'm just going to beat you, just so you, yes.
We'll track him all the way round. So far, it looks as though maybe he was just warning the other riders.
You're aware.
But as soon as he put his hand up,
it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? Good eye to have seen that as well. I'm a little lower in the sky. But yeah, so it looks like he's away okay at the moment, though. Can't see anyone going too slowly. A little bit sun-blinded at the moment until we lose that a couple of inches out there on track. And there you can say partly cloudy is a bit of an overstatement, I'm going to be honest. Stunning with the colours of this track as well. So much colour around in the runoffs. It looks great in the sunshine. It's pretty sunny now here at Misano. Lovely conditions on the Adriatic. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one a lot.
Let's bring you up to speed with the championship picture then before this race. It's to be 51 at the end of today's racing for him to be crowned champion. He also gets underway. Holgado 42 points clear of Munoz. That lead needs, as well as gaining 9 points on Munoz, needs to lose. No complicated. I've got my abacus out. I'll be
ready
trying
for
to.
the maths.
Yeah, I'm going to try and keep across it as more than 13 points to Ivan Ortola. So, as you can imagine, it's quite as we go through the race, but pretty much an easy-ish way to look at it. If Holgado, that is 9 points. Job done. Thank you very much. We'll get the trophy out, and Holgado will go home. Wins the race. The Munoz has to finish second. If he finishes third,
on the line in the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup as well, elsewhere on the road to MotoGP. So we know he
starts from 9th on the grid, does the championship leader Danny Holgado. We wait for...
He will put up a fight in this final stand if he can, and it looks like he's made it back to
warm-up this morning. These guys are going into the unknown. Only 15 minutes of warm-up. Anything is possible. And then fire away from pole position here in Misano. It looks to be a good start from the 64. Here, we'll wait for the lights to come on in the top left-hand corner of your picture. Munoz will wait and comes across and has contact with Kelso already. Well, I'm not sure he was supposed to be doing something like that. All shot does Kelso, and Munoz, I think there he is, slots into third, but we've got a couple down from pole position straight across the front end of the Australian, but he's not bothered. One shot, he takes the whole in the background.
We have indeed, so you can see in the background then riders look okay, so that's the main thing. Not sure exactly quite do that when you're on bikes, but yeah, Joel Kelso coming out of it on top, and great start for the Australian. Exactly who that was that's gone down, but yeah, that was drama off the start line, wasn't it? It's not Formula 1, lads. You can't lead in this race.
Oh no, that looks like it's Eddie O'Shea that's gone down the 67 of no way through. Still Kelso leading the way. I wouldn't be surprised if the stewards have a quick look at that one from Gerard Riou, another one of those guys caught up in the opening corner incident as Ortola looks up the inside. Munoz off the starting grid. As you say, Fran, we know from his Red Bull Rookies action and in the Junior World,
very possibly, yeah, it's pretty aggressive from the number 64, so we'll see what comes of that. But like you say, he
championship as well. He can be erratic at times, but for me that was just over the mark there.
That's slotted into third, but look who's shadowing him already. Danny Holgado then making some good heat already early on here.
They're flying here are both Kelso and Ortola. What's that? It could be
Hay in the early laps and up into fourth place, but it's quite a bit of a gap that Ortola and Kelso have got in the lead.
Half a second, maybe even a second as they come across the line. Holgado, Munoz and the guys behind will be quick
enough to breathe a little sigh of relief, if not a full deep breath. But yeah, great stuff then from the Australian.
Quickly getting quite worried at the look at the state of that.
Yeah, it's already just about into recover from what was probably quite a surprising quick bit of contact off the line. And yeah, those two then already looks to be searching for a way through there.
Still yellow flags out here, as you can see.
Already off like scolded cats, so to speak. But it's Munoz still in third at the moment, although Holgado...
Unfortunately, one of the riders just been stretched away.
So no overtaking. Sorry, that was optimistic of me to think Holgado.
Hopefully bring you news on who that is as soon as we've got it.
Not sure. We saw the first two riders. Holgado was going to go for it there.
No, fingers crossed. Everything is okay there. We'll forgive, yeah.
I thought. So yeah, hopefully we'll get an update on that then as soon as we have at the moment is it soon to become 4. He's looking for a way through. Yep, so championship leader up into a P1. But at the moment then, there's a few riders that have made some good gains that you can see. Holgado up 5 positions, divisional podium position at the moment. Oh, it's getting tight there.
Cito Garcia scraping his boot.
Now under attack though. So it's very close between these two then. I'm sure it's
along the floor.
Absolutely. And the Mario Adji as well as the other I was going to say made some good gains, has the Malaysian, and will go all the way to the wire, and David Munoz will throw everything at it. But for the moment, Holgado a few laps for the number 96 and slotted in to fight for the podium early doors.
It looks like the other...
in exactly the position he'd want to be. Nice gains off the start. Calm
rider that went down his teammate Ivan Ortola, the Austrian Jacob Rossenthaler. So half laps remaining, and Kelso is setting a fairly strong pace here because the elastic between, hopefully he is okay, can make a speedy recovery after that one. At the front though, 15 and the guy's second to third, third to fourth, and on we can go. He's stretching, not a lot of
big gains on junior talent teammate, certainly Takuma Matsuyama, but the
people are able to live with the pace.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see then now Mariachi make Astra Honda man looks like he's already looking for a way through on the Japanese rider. Could be an inch podium this season, but he's been so close. I think it was thousandths all the way back at the start of the season in Portugal. Interesting one. Adji has raced here in the rookies, so yeah, obviously the number 16 still looking for that debut, but yeah, some good pace from Adji so far to have moved up from a little bit more of a difficult qualifying than he put.
Of David Munoz as well, and he's closing in on Ivan Ortola. Oh, that's Scott Ogden. That's
fully expected.
Fastest man on track, the World Championship leader, Danny Holgado. He's got in front, gone down, and he's not happy about something as well. Clearly, there's a coming together with another rider. What a shame for but that is a disappointing end for Scott Ogden.
Yeah, most definitely. So
for the Brit, it's been such a great weekend for him after announcing his move to the World Championship full-time next year.
We can see, obviously, the Brit is okay. Looked like he was gesturing at someone, which would suggest there was what happened there, but Ogden mad, but at least perfectly okay and up on his feet. So yeah, that's someone else involved, if not off the track with him at the time. But we'll see if we get an update. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? After that news this weekend, you can see
the teammate to David Munoz, Danny Munoz, has collected. Here we go. Let's see what's happened. There's Ogden. Oh, and it's Munoz that's gone with him as well. Ogden is out of that one. You can understand from watching that why he's so frustrated.
Unfortunately, nothing much Danny Munoz can do about it once it starts to go, but maybe that move wasn't quite as on as it had seemed. Obviously, crash for Danny Munoz, just takes the Brit with him. Unfortunate, super bad luck for him. So understandable frustration from Ogden.
And of course, even more frustration because he's fighting for 4th in the championship, 13th at the moment. So as things stand, he'll just hold on, or at least be ahead of Chip as well.
He
currently 4th, only 4 points clear of Jose Antonio Rueda, who finds himself Rueda, but Alonso isn't too far back as well, and he's currently 8th, so we'll have to...
Not sure exactly what's happened, just obviously this first group now is all kind of gathering back
to wait and see, but it's certainly not helping his charge to finish in the top 5 of this championship.
No, for sure, and together again at the front, but it looks like Takuma Matsuyama's lost quite a few places there now. The Japanese rider, I think I called him Malaysian earlier, didn't I? Apologies, but Aji in 5th place then, so he rider down into 9th place. I'm not sure if we saw it, and it's Aji now leading the chase, still in those front running positions, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge to bridge that.
The off rear wheel and the front wheel of Mario Adji, or Josito Garcia as we should say now.
A gap now, look how far clear they are.
We'll keep our eye on the gap between Munoz. Looks as though he's managed to get in front.
That duel won't help them either, will it?
Not at all. They need to be working together here. It's fighting, because the worst news for them is that these 4 out front are working as already 2.5 seconds. That's just going to go up and up, you imagine, especially if they continue. Quartet at the moment. They're not getting in each other's way. Kelso's pace is that strong that while
at the moment it's pretty calm. That's not to say it's easy to do this space around.
On earth would Ortola, Holgado or Munoz try and disrupt it?
Yeah, exactly. So these guys, Misano, but it's pretty calm in the front 4 at the moment. So yeah, it's good rhythm without some last-minute charges from behind. And at the moment, it certainly seems like they're going to race for those guys at the moment to also make that space for themselves, so they can kind of fight it out and decide the podium, keep that upper hand, because like you say, that gap keeps going up. But we do have a a long lap penalty though, given
Currently outside of the top 20, so he's not having a good day anyway, and that's not going to particularly help him.
on there, on the bottom of the screen.
Filippo Farioli, the Italian, has been handed a long lap penalty. He's back at the front now, still Kelso leading the way, and it's a comfortable lead he's got there as well, 2 or 3 bike lengths.
It's not Moto3 style to sit and wait, is it? So many of them optimistically do tap that seat unit, saying follow him.
I think they're struggling to stay with him, you know, because
I wouldn't
otherwise
be
they'd be right
surprised.
on his tail.
Yeah, it's me, but no one ever really listens. But at the moment, yeah, it certainly looks like the number 66 is just concentrate on pushing to stay with him rather than trying to attack each other or him.
And of course, we can't forget that these
Just got a little bit more in hand, or at least has got enough pace to make sure these guys have to really...
guys second, third and fourth for the key championship contenders as
indeed.
well. So there's a little, of course, he has got that wild card on the line, but in terms of getting in these guys' way, he's not bothered at all. A bit more at stake for those guys than there is for Joel Kelso. He's not bothered. He's not bothered at, well, we say that for all. His job is to go out, win the race, and if he's to take points away from anyone else, he's... Championship leader crashes out! What drama here in Misano? Out of nothing, the rear wheel... He's not bothered because his allegiances don't lie with anyone. Holgado goes down! The champ gives way, and Danny Holgado has blown this championship wide open!
Well, that is it of this group, and he was ahead, wasn't he? So Munoz is already going to know that that's what's happened. So incredible then, he's been so solid all season, the number 96, Danny Holgado, but he is down and out. Such drama then, just sliding out from in...
Is Munoz has seen it. He knows that his title rival is out of this race.
front of the number 64.
Such a strange crash.
It is.
So few people go down it.
Yeah, that's absolutely, and just suddenly out of nowhere as well. Such massive drama then. But by that, that's going to take some reset to come back from that, I think, for the number 96.
He's not made a mistake all...
Rider okay, always the main thing, but I'm sure he'll be, well, emotionally a little more bothered. Yeah, almost perfect in everything he's raced this season.
He's not finished out of the top 5 in the junior. So to see him make a mistake like that is a huge, huge shock. But as we say, this World Championship once all year. His worst result is 5th. He's only been off the podium twice. Championship is now totally up for grabs. 50 points available. The final round in Valencia will be 17 points. It's up for grabs.
I think the number 64 is preparing the kitchen sink.
And if Munoz can win this one, and I know it's a big if, suddenly the difference between the pair will be...
To throw at the guys ahead of him a little bit earlier than he'd maybe thought about when he had Holgado here. And like we said, he does have a few personal things on the line there in terms of that wild card, but he just wants well. But yeah, these two guys, obviously, like we said, the key players in contention as well. Kelso, though, wants to win this race. It's going to be an interesting one now, isn't it? And like we said, they're going to know that Holgado's out of this. And Van den Gorberg, who's leading it. Really impressive stuff from him.
Yeah, big shout out for Zonda van den Gorberg, of course.
And they can kind of fight it out amongst themselves now, but that gap back to the second group now absolutely huge, and it's
picked up a hat-trick of wins in the European Talent Cup at Aragon last year. It's been a difficult start to life in the Giant, so he can finish 4th. That is an incredible ride from the young Dutchman.
Yeah, it's great to see his
Junior World Championship for him, but he's been improving race by race. A best result so far of net
as well, because qualifying, like we said, bit of a different one here, but still very much keeping that. But yeah, then there were 3 then. This is an intriguing one now, and they seem to have just caught up a little bit on speed and impressive form in the race. So very good stuff from the number 84. But Kelso as well, although the Australian looking very solid in that race lead. No dramas from him at all.
Yeah, he has. Absolutely brilliant so far.
Since that first little wee touch off the line, he's been pretty much pitch perfect, hasn't he?
Yeah, here's what happened. You can see it's so
perspective of this, isn't it? But for us watching, at least we're glad there's no dramas for him, and he'll be want when you do have that first match point. But at least Ryder, it's hard for them to have the fighting fit for that final round in Valencia, like you say. But at the moment, there's a track limits warning there you can see from race direction for Daniel Munoz. So not the men. I think I spoke too soon. A little bit more daylight there behind Kelso for sure, and also.
Peace.